Howdy guys. So, I just wanted to do a little clip here because I'm coming up on a work anniversary that's listed with LinkedIn, 11 years in entertainment. Now, I've gotten like well over 100 so far people just writing to me, congratulations on your work anniversary. And it really means a lot to me. So I thought I'd just take a minute and thank you. And I'll thank each one of them and include this little video here. 11 years in the entertainment industry as an actor. I would have never thought that I would grow up a small town kid from upstate New York, move out to LA, and poof, there I am doing films, and I've done television, and I've done all kinds of stuff. I even did theater, like I've said, where I played Hercules in Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon in Hollywood for 4 months in 2013. And I would have never guessed that not only would I find myself in Hollywood, but working in Hollywood. I would have never guessed 11 years ago that I would have become a Freemason. And I would have never guessed that I would also then from there try to help, dispel a lot of negativity that I had seen while I was in the process of becoming a Mason in the very beginning, before I even got accepted. I would have never guessed that I would be doing this, and doing this show here, God Bless Freemasonry, which is the quantum mechanics of enlightenment and Freemasonry, and using that for good, for the greater good of, mankind, and for enlightenment and for Freemasonry, and to help dispel a lot of negative, beliefs and thoughts. And I just think it's outstanding. So, this is currently August, and I moved to LA 11 years ago at the end of August, the last couple days of August, and I spent a couple of months where I was just having a really hard time with trying to find a job when I first got there. And everyone wanted me to do videos and camming. And by videos, I mean in the adult area. And I had, in the years prior, met some people down in San Diego, and they had given me, while I was at a bar one night, and I'm not a bar person, but I was with someone who was involved in the rodeo. And so I had met this man, his name's Rick, and he was down in San Diego at this event held at a bar, and he gave me one of his videos, and I still have it somewhere, and I still know the title. I'm not going to say that out loud. But he gave me a video to show me that that was him and his company, and it turned out to be one of the bigger companies on the planet for doing adult entertainment. And, a few years later, flash forward, and I'm with, at the time I was with Jesse all those 11 years, and having a hard time with trying to find a day job. I'm like, what do I do? And my grandmother had given me advice, just do it, You're only going to look this way for so long, and if people want to, do videos with you and, photo shoots and blah, 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 that sort of a thing, you should do it. And it was ultimately, what led to here I am. I did all of that stuff for the period of like a couple years, and found myself in mainstream entertainment. And my very first film, I believe my whole entire life, it manifested itself into my being there. I grew up where my mother left when I was a child. Where I just turned 6, and my brother, my little brother, he had just turned 1, and I grew up watching the Munsters. And all of you know already how much of a huge Munsters freak I am. And my real name is, in short, Eddie. So hearing Yvonne as, Lily Munster, and constantly calling out, Eddie, and, I needed a mother figure in my life because I didn't have one growing up. And I spent a lot of time in a lot of pain as a child, which led to my destruction later on. But I had always wanted to be a part of the Munsters. And I knew growing up that I couldn't. I had always wanted to meet Yvonne and all of the cast. And Yvonne was kind of like a mom figure to me, like so many other people out there. And, every time she would call Eddie down for dinner or whatever, it was like I kind of had a mom again. And so I moved out there to LA, and my very first film is a film with which she has a cameo, which is written and directed and produced, by her son, and that's Project Lodestar Sagas. And he's in it as well, I played Blythe Taylor, who was, a mortician, and eventually that film will see the light of day. He's been working on it for a long time. Bruce, Yvonne DiCarlo's son. And over the years, I've come to have so much love and respect and honor, and I just cherish Bruce Morgan and Yvonne. And I'm getting emotional, I'm getting vulture bumps. And I'm about to go home to LA again. And I really hope I get to see him, because I just love him so much. And I really hope that he knows how much I love him, and he does. And if he ever needs me along the way in life, I don't care what it is, I will always, always, always be there for him, giving me my first mainstream piece. Sorry. And you have no idea what it means to me to be an entertainer and to be in a film with Yvonne. I never thought I would have had that kind of opportunity in my life. I spent my whole life being pushed down figuratively, mentally, on top of all the other crap that I've had to deal with. But I would have never guessed that if I let go of my fears and stepped out of my comfort zone, how much of a blessing it really turns out to be. I'm a Taurus. We don't like to be up in the air. But I do. I'm stubborn. And I knew I wasn't having a life here in New York. I wasn't really allowed. So I had to step outside my comfort zone and put aside my fears of, safety issues and everything and step into the unknown. And it turned out to be that much of a blessing for me. And now here I am, 11 years in the entertainment industry. And I would have never had that opportunity had I had just said, screw it. I think a lot of people out there live within the confines of fear and guilt, and they just don't do all the things that they really want to do in life for one reason or another. Even if it comes to something as simple, and it sounds simple, but finding more peace and enjoyment within life. So 11 years now, and here I am doing my own show. God bless Freemasonry, the quantum mechanics of enlightenment, and Freemasonry. Because when I had turned to Masonry and wanting to let all the people that I could outside of my actual lodge know that I would give my life to being a Mason. And I would do all I could to make you proud. I would have never guessed that 3 years later, here I am using, a little bit of a platform that I've created to create my own show. But I kept hearing Wayne in my head. And I love Wayne. And may he rest in peace. And I kept hearing him tell me over and over, you've got to create your own when you are having a difficult time, and when it comes to matters of financial and blah, 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 you create your own work if you have an opportunity to do so. And if it's for the greater good of mankind, and it's to help people, take some time and let it come to you. And it will unfold before you. And so I really wanted to help give back to Masonry. And if there's anyone out there that wants to slam it, run it up. But I think Freemasonry is one of the greatest gifts we've got on the planet. And having a Freemason in your life is one of the greatest people you'll ever know. My coach, I did a whole episode to be vague so that it would apply to other people in their life who are turning to Freemasonry and looking online for guidance and wisdom, and to let them know if this is something for them or not. And I left it vague while telling you at the same time how much I love my coach and how much he means to me. And my coach is helping me go home. And I don't know what's ahead for me in the years to come. I know that I don't want to ever retire from doing entertainment. I know I want to do more movies. I know I'm going home. I'm leaving here in, just short of 2 weeks. And, I don't know what's going to happen. But I think I would be more afraid or have less opportunities or whatever if I just didn't do. So, not only is this video to say thank you for all the people online congratulating me on 11 years, But this is to let you know that even people like me, as stubborn as I am, if you just step outside of your comfort zone for a few brief moments and allow yourself to relax and feel the bliss of God through meditation, things will unfold before you, and you can co-create with God. If you're having any sort of fear in your life, and you know you need to just let it go, let it go. Now, talking to a friend of mine last night, and a little bit of text, he wants to start enjoying life more. But he does feel guilty for, not being home as much when it comes to being at work and going to school and everything. And I'm like, dude, you've really got to understand, you're a really great guy and you're trying to better yourself for the betterment of your family. And you should, because fear is all in your head. And it's whether it was put there for a reason. Like with myself being raised the way that I was, I have a lot of things in my life that I should be really afraid of. But I can't let things like that control me. Because where would you be if you let your fears and guilts and everything, all of those things are negative, but where would you be if you let them control you? I just found out another friend of mine who's gone to college, and I don't even remember what for, but he spent a few years away at college. And he's not doing anything with his life or going anywhere. And that's not figuratively speaking like you're going nowhere in life. Like, he's just not doing anything. And he has so much to offer the world. That's a different friend than what I was talking about with texting last night. And I can't understand why. I've got a lot of friends that I grew up with in this area alone. Let alone that I grew up with in Florida and everything. But, there's a lot of people I grew up with that have never even left this town. A lot of them have no desire to. And there's some that don't want to do anything with their life. And I can't understand why. I've got a lot of things that I should be afraid of. And I am, to an extent, I'm sure. Like I have safety issues. I have a fear of the unknown, like a lot of us do. And if I allowed that to control me, I wouldn't be here today. So, if there's something you want out of life, flip back a couple episodes, and you'll see how you can go about co-creating with God. Our creator, our source, the one that gives us life. And you'll see how easy it is. But keep yourself open to possibilities. Don't be afraid to experience life, because life is meant to be experienced, and life is full of different experiences, and life is meant to be enjoyed. Life is one of the greatest gifts that a soul can receive. Not only is it a learning experience to correct ways of old, but it's a thank you and a gift from God to be a soul trapped in the imprisonment of the cell, of your human body and being forced to live here on this earth. It's not meant to be a bad thing. And you're meant to do all you can in life. You're meant to find your happiness and things that make you happy. And, if you need to go to school, go to school. But if you, want to do something in life and you go to school for it, don't sit home when it's all done. Don't throw away all that time you spent going to school and make it something for nothing. And I don't think people should be so concerned with how it'll look or whatever in somebody else's opinion in their eyes. And really, when it comes down to, like the friend last night, he wants to enjoy life more. Go do it. Because what if today's all you got? There's no guarantee you're going to wake up today and tomorrow and the next day. And, if you wake up today, you're lucky. Use it to your advantage. Do something that makes you happy. Whatever it is. And I'll support you. I'll show you, that you've got a friend. And if you need any guidance along the way, if you don't know how to accomplish your goals in life, just feel free to talk to me. I'm not certified yet or whatever, right? I'm not certified to be a life counselor. I've actually been a guidance counselor before, in school. It was called peer mediation and all of that, right? And I've taken psychology classes and whatever, medical and everything. But if you really need somebody that knows how to step out of their comfort zone, as difficult as that is, and finds themselves accomplishing more than they ever thought possible, well, here I am. If you have something in your life that you want to do in life, and it can ultimately benefit other people, not just yourself, but if it's for the greater good of mankind, and you just don't know what to do with it or how to go about accomplishing it or anything, feel free to come to me and talk to me, and I'll help you. I don't care what it is you want to do, as long as it's for the betterment of mankind, and that it helps with other people, and helps people. I'll help you figure out how to do it, and how to be the best at it, and break it down for you. So, it's here, my 11th anniversary, within the rest of this year is all my 11th anniversary of how when I stepped out of my comfort zone and I pushed my fear off to the side. Amazing things have happened before me. And here I am, and you wouldn't have known me otherwise. So, to all the people out there that are saying congratulations on the work anniversary from now until the end of the year, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And I may spend the rest of my life on the D list. I don't care. It's not about what list I'm on or how much is in my bank account. It's the journey along the way. Now I have IMDb, and not all of my credits are listed on the public view for IMDb. But yet through IMDb Pro, all of my credits are listed. And so there's 2 LinkedIn pages. One of which I can't even access anymore, and that was when I started years ago on the LinkedIn, and it's whatever. And then I have the one that I actually utilize today, and that one has like over 5,600 people on it, and all of my credits are listed. Just step outside yourself and let your mind go, in the wise words of Slayer. Set aside your fears. Know that what you want to do in life can help people. That's something you really need to do. And you can't let fear control you, because you won't do anything in life. And life is meant to be experienced. And life is meant to be enjoyed. And there's no guarantee that you will wake up tomorrow. So what can you do today to say thank you to God for allowing you to be alive? I love you. Thank you so much for all the congratulations that I'm getting thus far. I'm going to try and answer every one of you on top of doing everything that I do. And it might take me a mad minute because there's well over 100 people so far sending me messages, congratulating me on 11 years. And I'll share this video with you. And I'm going to put this in the God Bless Freemasonry playlist. Because I'm grateful to be a Mason. I'm grateful that entertainment has led me, and my spiritual gurus, have all led me to giving back to something that's so near and dear to my heart. And with this show, I really do hope it helps people along the way. Namaste, my babies. God bless Freemasonry. God bless you. If it makes you feel good, do it. And poor is the man whose pleasures depend upon the permission of others. But if you allow your fear to control you, dictate your entire life, you won't do anything. So you need to stand up to yourself, and you need to stand up to fear, and you need to stand up to all those people that tell you what makes you think you can do, and show them just what you can do. Because if you allow others, let alone your fear, to dictate your life, you'll never amount to anything.